This has not been a good day for Joe Biden. Why? Because a poll came out at CNN and said that he is at an overall approval rating of 39%. That's not good. They're very concerned, voters, about his age, his stamina, and apparently the investigation around his son's business dealings. The other side has plenty, believe me. We know that already.
Yeah, the current sitting president has business deals with his son, Hunter Biden. But the other side, man, they're just so bad. Like, who cares?
But the thing that drives me crazy is that 58% say his policies have made economic conditions worse. Now, I understand that there are people who specifically feel that they are under the bell jar with the finances. But statistically, the economy has gotten better. There are more jobs than we've ever had. Inflation is down. I don't know about gas prices, although I'm not sure he's involved with that.
There's more jobs than ever before because they don't pay enough. And they don't pay enough because everything is too expensive. And everything's too expensive because Joe Biden is a fucking moron. But guys, stop complaining about the economy. It's driving Joy Behar crazy.
So, but they're mad. The job numbers are very, very good.
You do see some issues, Joy, when it comes to, let's say, mortgage rates. I mean, they're higher than they've been in so many years. Well, I think because of the way the economy has been handled and inflation. I know Alyssa talks about inflation. I fight with her about it, but she's right about it. It's a 7% interest rate. That's really, really high when people are struggling to eat, put food on their tables. And I don't know what the Democrats do about messaging, but I've noticed that. And so have a lot of my friends.
Well, and I think perception kind of becomes reality for a lot of people. So my generation, we kind of have just accepted that you probably won't own a home until you're in your 40s. That's different than just history for, you know, the last 100 years, what has been the American dream. And the reality is, much of this is on the feet of the president. Some of it isn't, but we know this in election seasons, it falls on the feet of the president, whether it's Donald Trump, Barack Obama, or so on. But what struck me in this poll was that Democrats said 67% of Democrats said they wanted a different candidate than Biden. I think it signals people want a new generation of leadership. They want somebody that feels like turning the page and trying something different.
And do you think that the Republican Party can deliver that? No.
I think that the party could. I think someone other than Trump could.
Really, who?
I think that Nikki Haley or Mike Pence could be a strong president tomorrow. And listen, I understand. It's a
turning.
No, I mean,
turning.
I love you.
Shut up. No one cares what the audience thinks. They act like a bunch of schoolgirls the moment someone disagrees with them. Even if you disagree about Nikki Haley and Mike Pence, there's no denying that they'd be way better presidents than Joe Biden. And how can you possibly defend Biden on something like the economy? He has butchered our economy. His first day in office, he closed down the Keystone XL pipeline, killing potential jobs and the production of crude oil, which would have helped stable out gas prices. And since the price of fuel went up, the price of everything went up. And that's why we have massive inflation. Joe Biden's pro-climate agenda has put people second and hurt our economy. Even Biden's Inflation Reduction Act raised inflation because he invested hundreds of billions of dollars into climate change research. How the fuck does that reduce inflation? And you can't just reduce inflation by signing a bill. Joe Biden's puppet masters released a $1.2 trillion infrastructure deal and didn't even bother explaining where all the money was going. But they voted for it anyway because they had no fucking choice. It was that or nothing. And let's also not forget the $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan, all the stimulus checks. Joe Biden closed our businesses and then spent a shit ton of money that he didn't have. He's put lots of restrictions on businesses and codes on items that you buy that make it more expensive to produce and harder to produce. When it comes to the economy, Joe Biden has done way more harm than good. I don't know how anyone, even Democrats, can defend Joe Biden when it comes to the economy. Even most leftists agree that Joe Biden has done a terrible job with the economy. Even Sonny Hostin agreed. Everyone knows that Joe Biden has butchered our economy. That should be common sense. Democrats don't want him to run again because they know it would be a disaster, and Republicans can't stand him. But this audience is booing her for telling the truth, and they would vote for Joe Biden again. Joe Biden could drop a nuke on the United States, and they would still vote for him. There's nothing he can do where they will admit that he's a terrible president. It's kind of sad.